Alright, hello, we're back. All of this is dried now, and I've gone in and touched up a few places where there were white spots after it had dried. And you can see all of this is dry brushed all around the model. This gray has dried and given us some nice contours here. And now we're going to dry brush the road, a lighter brown, and then we'll put a lighter shade of gray to do some additional highlighting on the cliffs. One thing I did while we were away also is I put a little bit of brown in places where I had dry brushed gray previously in parts of the model. It's a little bit subtle. And I'll continue to mix colors as we highlight to kind of blend grays and browns and greens on the model. Okay, so the color I'm going to use now for the road is this sable brown. It's an Americana. And I'm going to get the paint off the brush again. Most of the paint off the brush. There we go. And I'll come at it from different angles. I'll keep changing my angle on the brush. Get a little more light here. There we go. I'll cross over into the gray area a little bit in a couple of spots. And we're going to be blending colors all throughout the final stages of painting this model. Okay, there we are. It's a basic technique. You can see some of those pebbles are starting to come out. They're quite highlighted. And I'm going to go away for a moment and finish this, and then we'll come back and do the grays. Alright, we're back. As you can see, the road is completed now. All the highlights all the way up to the top. And let's see, I've also taken this lighter brown, and in a couple of places where there were these little rubble heaps, I've dry brushed a little bit of it in spots. Again, I'm just trying to keep the browns and grays blended a little bit on the model. And if I don't like an effect, I can always go back and tweak it later. Alright, there's a little brown there around those edges. Okay, now we're going to switch to highlighting the cliffs or the hillsides again for our second highlight. And for that I'm going to use a lighter gray. This is an Americana silver gray, or slate gray rather. And again, we're going to dry brush by getting most of the paint off the brush. That should be enough. And I'm going to start on the edges because there will be a lot of paint on the brush to start with, despite the fact I tried to scrape it off. So edges will want to be highlighted the most, so I'll get some of the paint off there on my edges and then move my brush down, pick up some of these spots that I want to be highlighted. I'm going over a little bit more lightly than I did with the first dry brush. For obvious reasons, I don't want to cover up all the grays, I just want to pick the highlights. And I'm going to get some of these stones down here a little bit. Try not to get down into the brown that I just put on a second ago. So I'm going to very lightly very lightly coat it, pick up a few colors there. Right, let's get this crevice here. This is up one of the more interesting places on the model. Let's pick out a few spots there. Right around the edges there, these stones. Right in there. And of course along the top. Okay, I'm going to pause it again and we'll come back when this this coat of lighter gray is all the way around the model and take a look at the end effect. Alright, we're all done dry brushing all the way around the model. So we've got just 2 colors on the road, and we've got base color and 2 highlight colors around the cliffside or the hillside, all the way around. You can see how it really picks out the texture that we cut in with the chisel. And also on the road here, spin this back around, I've put in a little bit of gray highlight here and there on the stones in the road. Again, just trying to merge colors a little bit. And this is probably all of the painting I will do on the model until it is flocked. And after it's flocked, we've got some greens and some brush on here, then I may look for some spots to do some additional painting or highlighting. But the next step will be getting some green on here.